Now, we have Alhaji Abdul Hamid Egele, who is the IPMAN chairman, Benin Depot. He's going to be joining us virtually so that we also understand it from our own point of view from Edo State. Alhaji Hamid, a very good morning to you if you are there now.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Nice to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Okay, now help us to understand because Nigerians really don't get it. What is going on? I mean, one of the reasons why Labour had to agree for 70,000 naira minimum wage was the fact that the federal government promised that the fair price was not going to increase. But as we speak now, there are allegations that the 70,000 naira minimum wage has not even started being paid to members of Labour. I mean, the organized labor workers and all that. And of course, Nigerians are buying fuel for 850 naira per liter, 1,500 naira per liter. What is going on?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk as a businessman because I'm not a politician. I will say it as it is, as I know it. To start with, for me, why petrol is 800 naira, 1,500 has to do with our foreign exchange. Because all along, even when President Tinubu took the matter of leadership and he said what is the name? He said the subsidy was over. To me, as somebody in petroleum field, the subsidy has never been over. Because if the subsidy is over, for some time it will be like this, but in no time, when our naira start gaining value, price of petrol will come down. Let us agree that in the old world, as of today, Nigeria, to be very, very honest, is one of the countries you get the cheapest price of petrol. You should look at other countries. Why our own is so high has to do with our foreign exchange. And now that Dangote refinery have started, our government have decided to take the bull by the horn by privatizing our refineries. If Labour and Nigerians are patient, they allow all those things to be privatized. In no time, if our foreign exchange start gaining momentum, to be honest, every person will see that price of petrol will come down and other things will follow suit. So to me, I will beg, even this one that is 1,005, in no time, if we remember, when they deregulated diesel, there was a time diesel was 1,700, 1,800. As of today, diesel is 1,200, 1,100. And in no time, if our foreign exchange starts appreciating, diesel will come down more than that. So what is happening that is 1,000 something has to do with availability. When the product start coming, it will come down to a reasonable position. And as soon as our foreign exchange start gaining value, it will come down more. So for me, as a businessman, I will appeal to Nigerians to give the government a chance. Like as I've said, I'm not a politician. I don't have any political card. I'm just a Nigerian, and I cast my vote at the right time.
Okay. Now,
Thank you.
before we talk about the Dangote refinery you talked about, now the product is scarce. I mean, irrespective of the fact that it's been sold for 1,500 naira in some cases, the product is even scarce. What is also
Yes,
responsible
it
for
is
that?
scarce. It is scarce because now, even before Dangote refinery came on board, our refineries in Nigeria are not working. Government will import the product, subsidize it. That is why it's only NNPC that are bringing in the product. It is not that I and you cannot bring in the product, but if we bring it in, Nigerians cannot afford it. So they bring it in and they still pay subsidy so that we can afford it. Now, they don't have the money to bring it in. They are owing the people bringing it. So they now decided to allow maybe Dangote refinery to start. Let us start managing what we have. Dangote refinery is the biggest in the world. Let's start managing even that you will hear that they said NNPC will be the sole buyer of Dangote's product. Being the sole buyer, they want to subsidize it. Because if Dangote want to sell it with cost of production, cost of foreign exchange, because even when they say it should be paying Naira, he's going to buy it at international price. Nigeria will not give it to him at free. But he will not need to go and source for foreign exchange to buy. He will buy it with Naira at the international market. So if he sells it as he's buying it, it will still be expensive. So that is the problem.
Yeah, you said Dangote is the biggest in the world. Now, were you trying to say that Dangote refinery is the biggest in the world?
Yes, Dangote refinery is the biggest in the world.
The biggest private,
the
biggest private refinery in the world.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay, but do you think Dangote refinery, you know, even if you say so now, do you think Dangote refinery has the capacity to refine the amount of fuel that Nigerians will need on daily basis?
With Dangote refinery and government privatizing Kaduna, Warri, and the two Port Harcourt refinery, Nigeria will end up exporting products in no time. And the smuggling of petroleum products, because if you check our neighboring countries, it is Nigeria product they are selling there because we subsidize. It is now cheaper here. Then they now look for a way to take it to our neighboring countries and sell it and making money out of it.
The dailies this morning, you would have probably seen some major headlines, particularly the ones that read that Dangote refineries begins fuel refining. Now, a little wonder, I mean, the price that is going to be sold at is being silent. Nobody talks about that. Now, Nigerians are even apprehensive that even if Dangote refinery comes on board, that it may not help to reduce the pain, the cost of fuel that Nigerians are buying fuel at as it stands today.
That is true. It will not reduce immediately, but with little time, it will reduce it. Because it will now, the body on our foreign exchange will reduce. That will now make the dollar we are buying at 1,006 today to come down gradually. And as it's coming down, the prices will be dropping. That it will drop overnight. That is why Dangote cannot announce a price. If he announces a price, we will not be able to buy. And that is why you see on the face of newspapers, there is only NNPC that can buy. It's not that Dangote cannot sell for me. It's not that it cannot sell for you. But we will not be able to sell it to the public because it will be very high. So government will still buy it and subsidize it, you like it or not.
So in all of this now, how long do you think this whole episode is going to last? I mean, Nigerians are going through normal economic hardship. And of course, we're talking about fuel scarcity and also high cost of fuel. How long are we going to go through this?
Well, it will take little time. You know, the problem we've always had is maybe some of our leaders might not want to take the bull by the horn, like what the president is trying to do now. You understand what I'm saying? Some of them would like to subsidize, and other areas will be suffering. But I know for sure, if the way maybe the president is trying to do it now, if he's serious with it, by God's grace, in no time, we start reaping the dividends. Because when diesel went to 1,800 and something, no one knows it will come down. But today, there is no diesel scarcity. There is no kerosene scarcity. You can get it, but there is no subsidy in it. But maybe the president has just decided not to remove it. Because even NNPC selling in their own retail outlet at 800 and something, it is still subsidized.
Yeah, when you say
all you need to do, find out the international price of the product and check it by our Naira. It is a very simple arithmetic.
Yeah, Alhaji Hamid, you said that a while ago, but we must look at where we are coming from. Now, the federal government agreed with the organized labor that, okay, instead of paying the 250,000 Naira minimum wage that you requested for, then fair price is paid for 1,500 Naira. let us peg your minimum wage at 70,000 naira so that the fair price can remain what it was with 600 or something thousand naira and all that. And that was the agreement. But as it stands now, it's 1,500 naira. So when we talk about the way it is sold in other climes, we also don't bring in the factor of how what people received in other climes. Now, minimum wage in other climes is more than minimum wage, that Nigerians are receiving.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But because, well, this organized labor, they are a petroleum industry. Every person is supposed to know what is happening. Maybe government might look at it because, if they are not, I was not at the meeting, I don't know how they presided over it. They might be looking at it that if they increase it in naira, and when our naira appreciates, to drop it. Anything that goes up in Nigeria, if government says they are ready to pay 1 million naira now, as it's applicable in other countries, by the time our money appreciates, to reduce it might be problem. So I think in a way, government and labor, they need to be sincere with themselves and let the country move on. Because actually we in the business world, we are really suffering it. Strike today, strike tomorrow. Scarcity today, no scarcity tomorrow. You have 20 petrol stations, you don't have product to put in one. It's very, very unfortunate, actually.
So, Alhaji, we'll let you go now because Abuja Network Center is waiting. Charity is waiting so that we can take all the issues from Abuja. So, Alhaji, we want to thank you for finding time to join us on the program this morning.
Thank you.